and welcome to my channel. You might be asking yourself, either as a project manager or project team member, how do I start the communication process in a project or program environment? Don't worry, in this video, I'm going to take you through the biggest step in project communication called stakeholder analysis. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Oscar Mbira. I'm a certified program and project manager. This is the channel which I use to help aspiring and also practicing project managers to succeed. So in this video, I'm going to take you through all that is required in terms of communication in a project or program environment. So let's dive in. One of the most important activity to be done by a project manager or project team member when you're formulating the communication strategy is to start with what is called a stakeholder analysis. So what is a stakeholder? A stakeholder is anybody, any individual, any company, any entity, any regulatory authority that has got interest in the project. So let me say it again. What is a stakeholder in a project? A stakeholder in a project is any individual or business, organization, or any entity that has got interest in the project. So why are we understanding and reflecting on this definition of stakeholder? Stakeholder analysis is the first stage that starts when you want to formulate any communication strategy in a project program. So what is stakeholder analysis? Stakeholder analysis is after identifying all the stakeholders, anyone who has got interest, anyone who has got interest, anyone who has got an influence into the project. We all consider those ones as stakeholders. So you want to communicate with these stakeholders. How do you start? Where do you start from? You start by creating what is called a stakeholder analysis matrix. I'm going to show you this as we go. So what does this matrix contain? It's going to contain what information are you supposed to communicate with whichever stakeholder you have in the project. You also want to establish why do you have to communicate that information with that specific stakeholder. It is very important. You want to make sure you understand why a specific stakeholder they require that information. For example, in my experience, I've seen that if you're running a project, say for example, it's a construction project, you normally have some agencies or inspectors who wants to inspect the building, for example. They want to understand, is it being done according to best practice in terms of safety of the public, for example? Is it being done according to those laws and local regulations? So the why part of a stakeholder is very important. You need to answer the question why that stakeholder must be communicated to in the project or throughout the project. I hope you have enjoyed the video so far. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you are the first person to be notified each time a new video is uploaded on this channel. It will also help the channel to grow. It can also help the channel to produce more videos like this one. Then when you're doing stakeholder analysis also, you need to establish when are you supposed to communicate with the stakeholders. That is very, very important. You need to understand why I should be communicating and when I should be communicating with the stakeholders. There are certain stakeholders who might want some communication, say after a certain milestone, okay? There are others who might want it on a certain frequency of saying every month, every year, depending on the type of the project, depending on the size and how long you're going to be implementing or running that project. So the when part, which is the frequency, is very important when you're doing stakeholder analysis. So on your stakeholder matrix, you must answer the question, when are we supposed to communicate with this identified stakeholder? That line must be very clear. You specify at what frequency are you supposed to communicate so that people, they get information in a timely manner. You do not want some information to reach others when you're almost through with the project and they are communicating information from the beginning of the project. That will not make sense. Then also as part of your matrix, in your stakeholder analysis, you also need to understand where are you going to communicate this information. Is it something that you have to go to your head office to communicate? Is it something that you have to do virtually to communicate? Or is it something that you think it can be done maybe through a phone call? So it's very important to understand. And the next part of it in your stakeholder matrix creation is who is going to be responsible for that communication. Who is going to be responsible for that communication? Is it the project director? Is it the sponsor? Is it the project manager? Is it the team lead? Or is just a team member? Or even quality assurance team, or audit team, compliance team? That is very, very important. You must be very clear in terms of who is supposed to do the communication and when are they supposed to do the communication, why are they doing the communication, and who is going to benefit from that communication. Then the last part of it on the matrix is to identify how are you going to communicate. To be honest with you, from what I've seen in my projects before, different stakeholders, they have different requirements. They have different preference in terms of how the communication should be done. Some might say an email is enough. So how are you going to communicate with them? You communicate through an email. That is accepted in some environments. I hope you have enjoyed the video so far. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you are the first person to be notified each time a new video is uploaded on this channel. It will also help the channel to grow. It can also help the channel to produce more videos like this one. Then you find some environments they want face-to-face. How do you communicate? They'll tell you, if we are going to have any project board meeting or steering committee meeting, it has to be face-to-face. So it means you have to travel from wherever you are, you have to travel to have a face-to-face meeting at project board level. I've also seen some cases where others would say an email is enough, or even a phone call is enough. Some they even say a voice note is enough in terms of how you should be communicating with those specific stakeholders. So the how part of it is very important. You need to understand. It's very important that you understand how are you going to communicate with any of the identified stakeholders in a project. If you want me to create additional videos based on what we've covered in this video, including the concepts, the techniques, or you've got any specific clarification that you might want to understand, let me know in the comment section below.